and welcome to our kids service. We are so excited for you to see everything that we have for you. But before we do that, we're gonna need you to stand up, make some room, because we're gonna jump into some worship.
Let's worship together as we sing Waymaker. We worship you, Jesus.
I worship you.
He's the Waymaker.
Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. And you are Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. You are here, turning lives around.
Jesus, we worship you.
I worship you. I worship you. You are here and you're healing every heart. I worship you, yeah. I worship you.
He's the Waymaker.
Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. And you are Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. And that is who you are.
Jesus, you are the Waymaker, the miracle worker.
Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop. Jesus, you are Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. I know.
Sing to Jesus.
Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are, and that is who you are. That is who you are, Jesus, that is who you
Hey kids, we're in the middle of the month of adventure here at Kids, and this isn't just any kind of adventure though. We're on an adventure of kindness. Kindness is showing others they are valuable by how we treat them. We have to gear up for kindness that way. Just like an outdoor adventure, we prepare for anything. After all, it's not easy to be kind, but with God's help, we can gear up so that we're ready to show kindness when the time comes. The more we practice showing kindness, the more naturally it'll come to us to show God's kindness to others. There's all sorts of gear out there for an adventure, an outdoor adventure, like good hiking shoes, a backpack, a strong water bottle, and of course, sleeping bags. Do you guys have a sleeping bag? I love my sleeping bag. Can you guess what it looks like? I'll give you some hints. So it's a bright color and it has the most magnificent creature on it ever. That's right. It's my pink llama sleeping bag. Isn't it just the best? Sometimes I show kindness to my friends by letting them borrow it for our camping trips. Now, before we get into our Bible story today, let's start with our big answer. What is the big answer? It's the answer to the big question. And this big question should be what you should get from that important adult in your life, which is, what did you learn in kids' church today? Our big answer for today is be kinder than you have to be. And our memory verse for this series comes from the book of Colossians, which says, "You are God's chosen people. You are holy and dearly loved. So put on tender mercy and kindness as if they were your clothes. Don't be proud, be gentle and patient." Colossians 3:12. Today's story comes from the book of Matthew. Matthew is just one of the 4 books called the Gospels, which tells us stories of the lives of Jesus. The book of Matthew was written down by one of Jesus' followers named Matthew, a tax collector whose life was completely changed by his friendship with Jesus. When Jesus was about 30 years old, he began to travel from town to town, teaching and healing. Everywhere Jesus went, big crowds gathered to hear what he had to say. Many sick people were desperate to be made well, and Jesus healed them. In everything that he did, Jesus showed us what it looks like to love God and to love others. Now, one day, when Jesus went up the mountainside to teach his people, his friends and disciples were there as well. Jesus taught about many things that day. He explained what it was like to treat others with God's love, and he gave a very interesting example of what kindness might look like for people who were listening that day. Now listen to what Jesus had to say in Matthew chapter 5, verse 41. "Suppose someone forces you to go 1 mile. Go 2 miles with them." Let me read that one more time. Suppose someone forces you to go 1 mile. Go 2 miles with them. There's a lot to unpack from our hiking packs. Now, first of all, when Jesus said, suppose someone forces you to go 1 mile, he wasn't just talking about your parents making you walk a mile down the street or on a trail in the woods. The someone that Jesus meant was a Roman soldier. At that time, Roman soldiers were sent to all corners of the empire, including Judea, where Jesus and his disciples lived. These Roman soldiers marched on foot, carting around up to 60 pounds of armor, weapons, plus food, cooking supplies, and even tent materials. Wow, that is a lot to carry. Now here's the thing though. By Roman law, soldiers were allowed to choose any random person along the road and force them to carry their gear for a whole mile. If you were picked, you had to do it. You had no choice. Now, 60 pounds is a lot of weight, especially if you're not trained to carry it. In fact, it's what many of your kids your age weigh. You would have to carry the soldier's pack for 1 mile, but after that, you were done. No one could make you carry that extra weight, that extra step. Now, because of Jesus' followers must have been shocked when he told them to go 2 miles, let's read what Jesus had to say then. Suppose someone forces you to go 1 mile, go 2 miles with them. It might seem like it's giving an extra mile was like giving up and you're just letting the Romans win. But if a Jewish person was to give a second mile, that was a decision that they made. It was an act of power and trust in God. You and I probably won't ever have to tell a soldier, have a soldier tell us how to haul a heavy pack for a mile. That was an example Jesus gave back then, because it was something that his followers could easily understand from their daily lives. But we can take this same idea of going an extra mile is a big part of a kindness that we can live out today. We can go above and beyond and do more than we have to. If you can be kinder than you have to be, when we do, other people are able to see how God is at work in our lives because of our faith in God causes us to treat people differently. Now let's recap what Jesus talked about on the mountainside that day. So he talked about someone carrying a soldier's heavy pack further than they had to. They had no choice but to carry it for 1 mile, but they could choose to go the second mile. God's words can help us understand what it means to be kinder than we have to be. It makes a big difference when you choose to show extra kindness and do more than you have to do. Like maybe you can help with your chores, or one of your chores is to unload the dishwasher. But after you're done, you choose to reload it with the dirty dishes from dinner. Maybe a kid you don't normally hang out with asks if they can have a bite of your cookie at lunch. You can show them that they're valuable to you and to God by breaking the cookie in half and giving them part of it. You might even be in a situation that feels unfair, like if your teacher gives the whole class a consequence for something that you didn't even participate in. You can still show your teacher how valuable they are to you by keeping a good attitude and responding with respect. Now hear me out. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't stand up for yourself and that you should let somebody treat you badly. If you're ever not sure about the best way to respond to something, you can always talk to a parent or another adult that you trust. Kindness is about treating others the way that you want to be treated and showing them with words and actions that they're valuable. It's like Paul wrote in our memory verse, Colossians 3:12. You are God's chosen people. You are holy and dearly loved. So put on tender mercy and kindness as if they were your clothes. Don't be proud, be gentle and patient. And it's just like our big answer says, be kinder than you have to be. You know what, guys? I'm pretty tired from all this adventuring. I think I'm gonna grab my sleeping bag and go take a nap. We'll see you next week.
It's time for Memory Verse Breakdown!
Hey kids, today we're gonna break down this week's memory verse. Are you ready? Okay, here's this week's memory verse. You think you got it? Try saying it out loud. All right, let's take some words away. You think you still got it? Try saying it out loud again. All right, let's bring those words back and see how you did. Did you get it right? Awesome. Well, that's this week's memory verse breakdown. How'd you do?
Memory Verse Breakdown!
Oh, hey there, friends! I don't know about you, but I just love the summer games. The javelin throwing, the gold medals, the archery, the gold medals, the swimming, the gold medals! I just love it all, especially the gold medals. You know what? Why don't we play a game that involves, you guessed it, gold medals? The rules are simple. I'll give you the name of a Bible character. Then, I'll show you 3 medals with facts about that Bible character. 2 of these facts will be incorrect, but 1 will be true. That's the beautiful, shiny gold medal. So, when you think you know which medal is true, hold up the number of fingers for that medal and shout it out. 1, 2, or 3. If you get it right, you're still in the game. If not, you can keep playing, but please take a seat. Easy enough, right? Great! Everybody on your feet. Our first Bible character is David. Now, which of these is true about David? 1. David was Israel's first king. 2. David had a pet bear. 3. David defeated a giant. Remember, hold up 1, 2, or 3 fingers based on which medal you think is telling the truth. Okay, time's up. Who's holding up 3 fingers? You're correct! David trusted God and defeated the giant Goliath. Good job. Let's try another. Our next Bible character is Jonah. Now, which of these is true about Jonah? 1. Jonah was a fisherman. 2. Jonah was from Nineveh. 3. Jonah was swallowed by a fish. Okay, time to get those fingers up. Which medal do you think is telling the truth? Time's up! Who's holding up 3 fingers? Because you are correct! Jonah spent 3 days in the belly of a fish before it spit him out on dry land. Let's do another one. Esther is our next Bible character. Now, which of these is true about Esther? 1. Esther was a queen. 2. Esther lived with 7 dwarves. 3. Esther was married to Haman. All right, it's time to decide. Which medal do you think is telling the truth? Time's up! Who is holding up 1 finger? You are correct! Esther was a queen who helped save the Jewish people. Let's try another. Noah is our next Bible character. Now, which of these is true about Noah? 1. Noah had only 1 son. 2. Noah built an ark. 3. Noah walked on water. So, what do you think? Which of these medals is correct and therefore a shiny gold medal? Oh, time's up! Who is holding up 2 fingers? You are correct! Noah did build the ark as God instructed him to. Good job! Eve is our next Bible character. Now, which of these is true about Eve? 1. Eve was tempted by a penguin. 2. Eve was tempted by a turtle. 3. Eve was tempted by a snake. It's time to decide which of these medals is telling the truth. That's it, time is up. Who is holding up 3 fingers? You are correct! Eve was tempted by a snake in the Garden of Eden. Nice work. Ooh, Peter is our next Bible character. Now, which of these is true about Peter? 1. Peter walked on water. 2. Peter betrayed Jesus for money. 3. Peter was afraid of roosters. So, what do you think? Which of these medals is actually the gold medal? Time's up! Who is holding up 3 fingers? You should be holding up only 1! Peter walked on water with Jesus. Oh, Samson is our next Bible character. Now, which of these is true about Samson? 1. Samson was very weak. 2. Samson was very strong. 3. Samson is actually a pro wrestler. It's time to make your choice. Which of these medals is telling the truth? Time's up! Who is holding up 2 fingers? You are correct! God gifted Samson with incredible strength. Are you still on your feet? If so, very impressive! Well done! Way to find all those gold medals, everybody!
Thank you so much for being with us today. Before you leave, have that important adult in your life go to lifechurchgreenbay.com/kids, where you can grab our Kids Connect card. There you can discuss our big answer, the memory verse, and even more. We love you so much. Have a great week.